This is KGW News at 5.
Now at 5, remembering a city commissioner who gave so much to Portland. Tonight, friends and colleagues are looking back at the lasting impact Nick Fish had on the city. A homeless camping ban in Salem came with a promise: 140 shelter beds open by the first of the year. That deadline has come and gone. The city has fallen far short, and people living on the streets say it's having major consequences on their health. Plus, Oregon grocery stores aren't supposed to be using plastic bags anymore, but a viewer spotted what looks like plastic at the checkout line at Walmart. We verify, are they following the new law?
I want to see people to have outraged about what happened to this young woman, and make sure they don't tolerate.
First at 5, local faith leaders are speaking out following a hate crime against a foreign exchange student at PSU. Investigators say someone ripped off a young woman's hijab, tried to choke her with it, then intentionally desecrated the religious head covering. It all happened at a downtown Portland Max stop. KGW's Mike Benner's been looking into this case, and he joins us with more. Mike?
Well, Laurel, this has been absolutely devastating for the 24-year-old victim from Saudi Arabia. She says she no longer feels safe wearing a hijab in public and plans to find another way to cover herself. This after the unprovoked attack. It happened back in November at the Max stop near Southwest 9th and Yamhill in downtown Portland. The victim was wearing a hijab that was covering her head and neck. We're told another woman came up to her, grabbed the hijab, and tried choking her with it. The suspect, authorities say, then stripped down and rubbed the hijab all over her bare body. The vice chair of the Muslim Advisory Council for the Portland Police Bureau says this is not only an attack on the victim, but an attack on the Muslim community as a whole.
People need to understand, taking off the hijab out of the woman's hair, it's almost equivalent to somebody stripping off your clothes and exposing your breast. That is how embarrassment and also the humiliated that woman felt at the time. Not just necessarily the fear of the attack itself, but just having her exposed to the public.
All right, the suspect has been identified as 23-year-old Jasmine Campbell. She told police she was trying to teach the victim a lesson that you don't need to be defined by your religion. Campbell is charged with a bias crime. She was supposed to be in court this morning, but she was a no-show. Officers are looking for her tonight. If you happen to know where she is, contact Portland Police. Laurel?
Thank you, Mike.
We took action last night to stop a war. We did not take action to start a war.
A day after a U.S. airstrike killed Iran's top military commander, President Trump today said he had to act to prevent an imminent attack on Americans. Today, there are worries this latest action could lead to direct conflict. 3,500 more American soldiers are now heading to the Middle East. Iranians protested in the streets of Tehran today over the drone strike that killed Qasem Soleimani at the Baghdad airport in Iraq. President Trump says Soleimani has killed or badly injured thousands of Americans and that he was plotting to kill many more. Democrats agree he was a serious threat, but they question how the strike was carried out and whether it could escalate violence.
Soleimani made the death of innocent people his sick passion. We take comfort in knowing that his reign of terror is over.
What we cannot accept is a march to an unauthorized war.
This is the equivalent of the Iranians assassinating the U.S. Secretary of Defense.
Iran's supreme leader has vowed forceful revenge, and we're talking more than just a military response. The stock market took a hit today. Oil prices surged, and experts warn Iran could retaliate with a crippling cyber attack. The U.S. is urging all Americans to immediately leave Iraq, where earlier this week, pro-Iranian demonstrators held violent protests at the U.S. Embassy compound. And right now, demonstrators have gathered in downtown Portland. This is a live look at that protest. They're protesting the conflict with Iran. We think there are about a few dozen protesters there. This is a live look from Terry Shrunk Plaza. This rally is scheduled to go on until about 7 o'clock tonight. And stick around for NBC Nightly News at 5:30 right after this newscast for Lester Holt's inside look at Iran, where he had rare access to regime leaders and people in Tehran this summer.
With Iran threatening retaliation for the U.S. killing of one of its top generals, I'm revisiting some of the interviews I did with top officials inside Iran during a visit several months ago to that country. They offer some fascinating insight into how the Iranians view potential conflict with the U.S., also the American decision-making process. We'll have that and much more coverage of this showdown when we see you tonight on NBC Nightly News.
Find a place, put everybody in the same area, and control it, maintain it. Have garbage, have sanitation, have food.
One man's advice to the city of Salem after officials enacted a camping ban but broke a promise to open more than 140 shelter beds before the new year. To date, they've opened roughly 15 beds, far short of that goal. Officials say they're working on it. Here's Maggie Vespa.
Good evening from Salem City Hall. So when the city enacted its homeless camping ban last month, officials promised 140 new shelter beds would come in conjunction with that ban.
And they said it would happen by January 1st. 2 days past that deadline, Jim Stagus would love a warm bed.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Absolutely.
You would go into a shelter?
Absolutely.
But tonight, the city of Salem confirms of the 140 promised beds, they've opened roughly 15. This morning, city officials met again to discuss next steps. This afternoon, the city manager told me they're still working on this.
We're housing the hardest to house. We're working with our community partners, our nonprofit partners, to expand day center capacity.
Stagus claims the lack of a bed or tent makes it tough. And he says days before Christmas, he went into the hospital with frostbite on his toes. I brought that story to the city manager. He asked why Stagus didn't go to a temporary warming shelter. Those open when temps dip below freezing.
It wasn't below 32, but it was cold enough for him to have frostbite. He got frostbite, but those weren't open. You don't have enough shelter beds, right? For people to go to? And he said it was cold and it was wet.
The weather threshold was based upon really medical and emergency criteria as far as to protect someone from having frostbite. So I would really question, was it cold enough for frostbite?
While officials work on opening more nightly shelter beds, the ban remains in effect.
And we, of course, have been following this story all along. For all of our coverage and much more on today's update, head to kgw.com. Back to you.
The official search has ended, but family and friends are not giving up on finding 20-year-old Allison Watterson. She hasn't been seen since before Christmas. A private search party went out today to search about 60 acres of private property in North Plains. Watterson was last seen with her boyfriend, Benjamin Garland, on December 22nd. At some point, they got separated, and Garland's father reported her missing on the 23rd. Garland was later arrested on charges not related to her disappearance. He's accused of crimes including theft and credit card fraud.
He was a man of the people. He gave and he gave and he gave.
Friends and colleagues are remembering Portland City Commissioner Nick Fish. He passed away yesterday after battling abdominal cancer. He was 61 years old. Commissioner Fish was the longest tenured member of the Portland City Council. And today, KGW's Kylie Boshi spoke with leaders who reflected on Nick Fish and his many accomplishments. Kyle.
Indeed, Nick Fish. He has a long history of politics in his family, going back to his great-great-grandfather, who was a former U.S. Senator and governor of New York. Many of his colleagues agreed he, too, could have gone to a higher office, but instead, Nick Fish chose to invest his time and energy in the Portland City Council because he loved it and cared about the people here.
Waste and turning it into cash.
Nick Fish is being remembered as a thoughtful, focused leader. He will be missed by friends and colleagues, including County Chair Deborah Kafoury.
We lose someone who was always positive and always optimistic about the future.
Commissioner Fish was a strong advocate for affordable housing and creating services to help the homeless. In 2009, he helped create the Portland Housing Bureau. One of his brightest achievements was the development of the Bud Clark Commons, a project in downtown Portland featuring apartments, a shelter, and day resource center for the homeless, all in one setting.
You know, he really was playing a long game in terms of recognizing this was a deeply entrenched problem that he believed could be solved, and that we needed the political and social will to work together to do that, and he just never stopped. He never stopped pushing.
At City Hall, his offices were dark and flowers hung outside the front door. It was a day to say goodbye and thank you to a longtime city leader.
And so not having his voice here at City Hall, I think it's going to be profoundly missed.
Fish also proudly managed the Parks Bureau and pressed to make improvements, especially in East Portland.
We miss him already. Thank you, Kyle. We talked with the city elections office about what happens next. The city charter requires a special election to fill the vacancy on the city council. They tell us it will coincide with the May 19th primary when Portland will vote for mayor. The city council is expected to authorize the election at its meeting next week. Anyone interested in running needs to file by March 10th, and the person elected will serve through Fish's term ending in 2022.